Drive across Australia. This is Ben, Liam and Belle's
Late Drive on Nova.
Liam and Belle, did you see this? We have Milwaukee battery heated jumpers, like jackets.
Oh, I love those things.
Yeah.
I just feel like I couldn't own one because I don't work on a work site, but I suppose there's no rules.
And we've also got Centre Fitness, you know, the app that Chris Hemsworth's behind?
Yep.
We've got those subscriptions to give away as well. So let's jump straight into it right now. 13, 24, 10. Did you have 15 minutes of fame?
Yeah, you can't escape it at the moment. Hawk to girl.
And spit on that thing.
Yeah. It's just an interview that's gone viral. They've asked her, like, how do you make a man go crazy? And she just said, you got to hawk to and spit on that thing.
Correct answer.
But it's going, like, I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty funny. And then it just keeps going and going and going and going. And she's, like, going up on stage with, like, Zach Bryan, all these big artists. And now she's moving to LA, apparently, and she's started this big Instagram account. So who knows? I mean, there's even been chats of a reality TV show of Hawk to a girl.
Really?
Which, what would that even be about?
I don't know. Just her going around, Hawk toing around America.
All right, 13, 24, 10 is our number. Did you have 15 minutes of fame?
Talia in Melbourne, tell us about yours.
I was in the newspaper because I caught a lift on a motorbike to make it to my Year 12 formal.
Oh, what? So, as in you, like, hitchhiked?
No, so it was back in 2008 when there was some flooding happening and the estate that I lived in got totally flooded in and I was devastated and determined to make it to my school formal. So there was a way to get there, but I had to jump on the back of a motorbike with my dress and my heels in my backpack and catch a ride bush with my brother's friend who had a motorbike, and we went bush, and that connected me out to a road that then I could meet my friend with the car and we could make it.
Wow.
It's cute. It feels a little bit like a 90s teen movie,
Yeah.
which is sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to go to prom anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, let me jump on the back of that cycle.
And then it seems like the brother's friend with the motorbike ends up coming in to be your date.
Yeah.
And then you end up happily ever after.
Yeah, like kissing with in between the motorbike helmet. Tasman in Adelaide, your 15 minutes of fame. What happened?
Gentlemen, Belle,
Oh,
lovely
thank
to chat.
Good to have you on, Tasman.
Well, it's not the first time. Yeah, I am one of the Big Bird Bandit.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I remember when we were doing the breakfast show in Adelaide on Nova, we had you on because that was like the biggest story in Adelaide for the year.
Correct me if I'm wrong from remembering the story, but the Sesame Street Circus was in town.
That's right.
And obviously Sesame Street, there was a Big Bird performer, there was a Big Bird suit, and Tasman, you were one of the people that commandeered the suit for a little while.
Yeah, we got to meet Big Bird a bit more than, let's say, everyone else.
Yeah.
But
then you like,
for it.
there weren't talking about the legal case, but there was a bit of trouble there, wasn't there, Tasman? But
And
good to have you
then
back on.
you smoothed it over and you left it in like a
That's
public
right,
place
with
with
like
a nice
note saying,
note.
"Hey, I've just had a few beers and went on a bit of a bender, and I'm back."
Amazing. Oh, well, bless. Nice to hear from you, Tasman.
Oh, loved your energy. Maddie in Sunny Coast, your 15 minutes of fame. What was it?
So I had a TikTok video that blew up because I have Guy Sebastian's old phone number.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So what, like in your phone?
So my actual phone number is his old number.
Oh, right. So people were calling you trying to get a hold of Guy Sebastian.
Yeah, I had Keith Urban text me about something. It was when they were filming The Voice, and that's how it all came to be. And I put it online, and it took off.
Wow.
That is hilarious.
Did you keep the same number?
Yeah, I've still got the number, and people still reach out to me to this day. It's been like 5 years.
Because you know how, like, I don't answer numbers that I don't have saved, and it's always annoying. There's one going around at the moment, it's that automated thing, like, we're doing a survey for young Australians, and imagine the roll of the dice when you see a number that you don't recognise, you're like, this might be Keith Urban. I don't know. Like, this could be Marsha Hines calling me whilst I'm just trying to have dinner.
Hey, Maddie, have you got a heated jacket?
A heated jacket?
Yeah, have you got a heated jacket?
No.
Well, you do now, all thanks to Milwaukee's battery heated wear. It's keeping Aussies warm this year. You got yourself a heated jacket.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Good on you, Maddie. Maddie definitely thought that was like the start of a joke or something. Like, you got a heated jacket? I hate a jacket.
You can keep your calls coming through. 13 24 10 here at Nova is our number. Did you have 15 minutes of fame? Finn in Melbourne, tell us about your 15 minutes of fame.
I was at the Australian Open and then I got hit by Nick Kyrgios.
Oh, as in like a stray tennis ball hit you?
Yeah,
Oh, man. Where did it get you?
right in my stomach.
Oh, I think I remember. Were you on like Sunrise and stuff?
Yeah.
yeah, I remember you. Finn, are you sort of known at school and at, around it as like the tennis ball kid?
Yeah, my friends always send me videos about it.
Finn, are you still a ball boy?
No.
Nah. Is there like a cut-off age for that?
Oh, I was in the audience.
Yeah, he was sitting in the crowd. He went, no, he wasn't a ball boy.
Because traditionally, the ball boys are the ones that get hit by the tennis balls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're a ball boy and you got hit that hard by Kyrgios, I'd expecting you'd be out on life pension. Like you should be able to be on workers' comp if he, broke a rib or something for that tennis ball hitting you.
Finn, thank you so much for sharing, mate. We do appreciate it. Jess joins us now. Tell us about your 15 minutes of fame.
Well, it was actually my mum. She was the ex-Bendu diet lady in the corner that pulled the jeans out after she lost a whole heap of weight back in 2005.
Oh, yeah, like the iconic, she pulled the jeans out to the right, and so that was where my sort of fat was, like that. She was that lady.
Yeah, she was, and it was so embarrassing because there was cardboard cutouts of my mum through all Amcal chemists through Victoria.
Wow. So, Jess, I have to ask, how legit was it?
Oh, legit. She was, she lost about 55 kilos on it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Did she get paid? Did they pay her to use those images?
No.
That seems a bit
rough.
Because and he's a horrible man, but I know Jared Fogle, the Subway commercials, got paid a lot of money to be like, oh, yeah, look at my jeans and now I fit into these,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
that's another
Your mum was the Fogle of the
she
chemist
wasn't.
world. Wow.
Yeah, minus all the horrible
Minus all the bad
crime.
stuff,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ali, in Brisbane, tell us about your 15 minutes of fame.
So I was one of the idiots in New Zealand who got pulled over by the cops for motorway patrols. And it's been on repeat for the last 15 years in Australia and New Zealand. And I keep getting messages going, I just saw you on TV again.
You've been pulled over again.
No way. So you were one of those RBT people who were sort of blind and getting pulled over.
No, I was stone cold sober. I
Good.
wasn't even speeding. They just saw me and my mates all dressed up like clowns driving along the motorway, so they pulled us over for a laugh and made it look like we were pushing the speed limit a little bit hard.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I get you. But they still would have made you do the old...
Yeah.
It's always good, though, when you're playing the game because you're someone looks a bit weird and you're either they're really drunk or that's just them all the time.
And they blow into it and they always go to commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine this, Ben and Belle. A rave at Bunnings Warehouse. Yeah. The party's going on aisle 9. Well, it could be happening with the help of Peking Duk as the headline. And Adam from Peking Duk joins us now. Mate, how did this all come about?
So there's a lovely lad named Mackenzie. I mean, he came up with the idea. I got to give props to him. He posted a TikTok saying, let's throw a rave at Bunnings. And the P of the I am, the power of the internet, mister, really carried that and took it to where it is now. And Ruben and myself decided to remix the theme song and then head to a Bunnings. And we got kicked out of the store, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got footage of it. I'll send it to you. But I don't think they'd be happy about us posting that. And then we've been doing these gigs and we've been playing the remix and people are frothing to have a rave at Bunnings, it seems.
So when you're doing that video and you're mucking around with Ruben out there, you're dancing, how did they escort you out of Bunnings? How did that work?
Well, what happened was we originally did a bit. I was like, I should just go up to staff members, mic'd up and just be like, hey, you heard about this rave that's happening?
Yeah.
Tell me more about the rave. And I did it to a few staff members. They were lovely. we spoke, didn't really get any good bits. And then one lady said, yeah, I've heard about the rave. And I said, what? Where's the rave? And she goes, it's going to be upstairs. And I was like, really? The one with Peking Duk and What's So Not playing? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And then this dude came over in the timber aisle and yelled at Ruben and myself, and we laughed. And then he's like, just don't film in the store. We were like, okay. Then we ran upstairs and filmed us dancing around on a trolley, and then we left. Security came after us, but we were out of there. We were respectful, nothing but love for Bunnings. And since then, we've been in talks with the crew themselves.
Oh, so Bunnings are keen then?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to burn a bridge to find a troll.
I want to get T-shirts printed of that.
Yeah, we've actually had a chat with them, and they're lovely. And we can't share details at the moment, but it looks like something will be happening. Something very, very exciting with a lot of exciting people. All the things that Australia loves under one roof, or open air maybe, who knows. But we're going to make it a rave.
You could have the Lions Club out the front selling sausages and, party favours. Maybe some glow sticks. I don't know.
I was wondering, has anybody looked into making perhaps a snag cannon? And then they could just so you get a couple of folks from the Lions Club, and you get up the snag cannon. You're you're just shooting snags.
Or you could Aoki someone with like a kilo of sausage meat.
Yeah,
with a cake.
Because back in the day, we used to make spud guns, right? So you'd get a big piece of PVC pipe, like you'd get a real big bit, like a real girthy one, and then you'd shove spuds in there. This isn't, I don't encourage anyone to do this, but then in the bottom, you'd fill it up with gas. You get like an aerosol can.
They have it at Bunnings. They already have it there. You don't even have to. You'd have the PVC pipe, the gas. Like you don't even have to go. It's a one-stop shop.
All we would need to do is replace the potatoes with snags, and we are just launching them at the audience.
Boom! Open your mouth. Sausage fuse. So
you want onion? Here's some onion.
Boom. And look, and if it all falls through, there is always the Mitre 10 rave, which probably, not as good, Adam, but I mean, you could always set your sights on that.
There's never parking at Mitre 10. You ever noticed? There's like a tiny car park out the front it's always the staff members filling it up.
I reckon we'll leave it there. Adam from Peking Duk, thanks so much, mate.
Thanks for having me, stunners.
13-24-10, did you hit a baby?
What?
13-24-10, did you hit a baby? What? Now, yes, I'm a father, but it's not what you think. I have my son, Freddie. He's 11 months old now. And my wife, Sam, and I, this is a true story, we were going for a walk at the dog park. And Freddie, my son, was strapped to Sam in one of those baby carriers. Now, he was facing out. And it all happened quite quickly. But this was how I perceived the events.
Okay.
We were walking side by side. Sam was to my left with Freddie. And there was a woman about 20 metres away with her little dog. And she had a tennis ball. And she was walking, and as she was walking, she was like bouncing the ball.
Okay, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the ball hit Freddie square in the face, and then he started crying. And then the woman was mortified, and she was like, did I just hit him in the face with the ball? And he was crying, and then we were like, what happened? I think what happened was she was bouncing the ball, and it must have hit a stray rock.
It was a bit of a googly.
Copped a bad bounce, hit my son square in the face. She was remorseful. Like, I wasn't mad at her. I did think that, yes, you hit my son in the face, and that's upsetting. He's crying, but you're clearly upset about it.
Yeah.
She genuinely was mortified. And then I was like, how often does someone accidentally hit a baby?
Like if you're at the park and you're playing ultimate frisbee with all your mates, and someone's just walking by with a pram, if a stray frisbee could hit a baby, and as long as everyone's okay and the baby's fine, it is actually quite a good story.
Yeah. I would say moral of the story is don't bring your baby to a frisbee park.
That's it. Yeah. And always put a motorbike helmet on your baby before you go for a walk.
Yeah. 13-24-10, did you accidentally hit a baby? Taylor in the Gold Coast has given us a buzz. Tell us, did you accidentally hit a baby?
Hi, guys. Yeah, I did. It was mortifying.
Yeah, what happened?
So basically, I was working at a large electronics store, and I was coming out of the stockroom with a massive TV in a box.
Yeah, heavy.
And I couldn't. Yeah, it was very heavy, and I couldn't see where I was walking. and there was a kid, he must have been about a year old or something, just on the ground. And as I walked past him, the box clipped him and he burst into tears, and I was horrified. And the mum started yelling at me. She was like, "You hit my baby." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
That baby would have felt all 65 inches of that 4K UHD TV, and it would have hurt. It would have hurt because there's a lot of, and there is a bit of foam around it. To be fair, to protect the TV, wouldn't have helped him much.
Taylor, we appreciate your honesty this evening. Thank you so much. 13 24 10 is our number. You can keep your calls coming through. Did you accidentally hit a baby?
And there is that cute little moment when a young child or a baby, something happens to them and there's like the moment of shock and they don't really know what's happened, and then they start crying.
I was adorable.
It is pretty cute, and you know it's the calm before the storm, but it is pretty endearing.
Jack in Brisbane, oh no, you've hit a baby.
Yes, I was helping my neighbour. I was having a beer with him on a Saturday afternoon, and he's got 3 kids, 2 born really close together, so they're like 5 and 6. And he just had he had the little fella who was only 1 year old at the time, and obviously he had a dirty nappy, so he went inside to change him, and I was outside with the other 2 kids kicking a soccer ball, and we were kicking this soccer ball back and forth, and then we decided to start seeing if we could kick the goal up against the wall, where right next to the door where he was going in and out of the house. So he's come out after he's freshly changed the nappy, and sure enough, I've punted this soccer ball after Boston encouraged me to kick the shit out of it against the brick wall. And he's walked out right at the second that I've kicked the ball, and it's just clocked Hugo, his son, straight in the face. And, I was mortified.
And it sounds like you really got your laces through it as well.
I also thought when the dad went in to change the diaper, I was like, okay, good, the 1-year-old's out of the picture. It's going to be the 5 with the 6-year-old.
He came back. The kid came back. Hopefully he grows up to be a goalkeeper. Jack in Sydney, tell us what happened. Someone hit a baby.
Yeah, so I used to work as a nanny for a very wealthy family. We went on a nice extended, like a little holiday with all the extended family, aunties, uncles, and one of the aunties brought her boyfriend along, not hugely popular with everyone, which kind of wasn't a good start. The weather was a bit sketchy. He had an umbrella, closed-up umbrella in his hand, and he was just walking along, admiring Florence. And the little girl that I nannied for, she walked straight into his swinging arm with umbrella, got her square in the eyes. He obviously felt really bad, and so he was trying to console her. She hated him. We all hated him. We were all yelling at him, "Leave her alone. Stop touching us. Just give it to me.
Just go away from us all.
Leave her alone.
Get out of here. You hit a baby. Why would you do that?" Mary in Adelaide, you hit a baby. What happened?
I was doing assistant kindergarten teaching when I was about 15, 16, and those stupid take-home nappies, because we used to have the wraps on the babies when you changed their nappies. Those take-home nappies, those stupid bobby pins you had to put in, I pricked him on the skin of his leg.
No.
Yeah, I quit my job. Don't worry, I quit my job straight away that afternoon. She's begging me to stay. She said he was a naughty child. I said, I don't care. So I quit my
He really deserved it.
Wow.
You quit. You were done. That's it. Chris, in Melbourne, you hit a child. What happened?
Hello, I didn't hit a child. My dog hit the child.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were down the beach one time. My dog is blind in one eye, was born that way, so she knows no difference. And as we were walking along the foreshore and she saw a bird, she went, "Yay, bird," and took off. Same time, kids came down the beach going, "Yay, beach," took across that way, and my dog didn't see the kid coming, and she flipped the kid in the air.
What type of dog are we talking?
A Kelpie. So she was probably going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, Kelpie would do damage. Kelpie
Of course, the dog was put down.
What the hell?
No, it wasn't. That was a joke, Belle.
That's not even funny.
Dog's fine though, right, Chris?
Dog's fine.
Yeah, dog's fine.
Imagine if you're like, no, we actually did have to put it down. You're like, oh no, this is not how we thought it would end. Netflix are taking on Disney. Of course, Disney has Disneyland. There's like the one in Anaheim. I think there's one in Japan, Orlando.
Paris.
They're all about. And apparently Netflix are like thinking about opening up their theme park. And I sort of think it works, obviously, for Disney because, there's Disney princesses and there's family movies that make you feel good inside and people of all ages can enjoy them. There's a nice message. But, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if you flick around on Netflix, it's just a lot of stalking and murder. But it hasn't deterred them. And, it's actually going to be opening up pretty soon.
Step into the enchanting world of Netflixland, where adventure and joy awaits the whole family. At Netflixland, all the rides and games are designed to kill you, just like in the hit Netflix original, Squid Game. While you're here, say hi to all your favourite Netflix characters, like Joe Goldberg, the serial-killing bookstore manager and stalker from You. Hello there. Or, if you're a fan of Stranger Things, why not get a photo with Vecna, the burnt worm man with no skin who murders and tortures children from the 80s with his supernatural psychokinetic abilities. Hungry? Well, after the success of hit Netflix original Dharma, why not stop by the newly opened Cannibal Cafe for grilled long pig ribs, slow cooked to perfection and basted with a tangy barbecue sauce. All the meat you can eat. Any questions? Just ask one of our friendly staff.
Are you right there, reindeer? Can I help you? My name's Martha. I work here. What's your email? I can help you. Where are you going? Don't you turn your back on me! Look at me! I love you, reindeer.
Netflixland, where your dreams and indeed nightmares come true.
Ben, Liam, you may not know this about me, but do you know that I'm 29, 30 in October, and I still have my baby teeth? Did you know that?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I mean, you've got big teeth.
Okay, rude.
No,
yes, I have buck teeth.
Wait,
we know this.
Wait,
I do.
guys, reverse it. I didn't mean big teeth, like bigger than you should have. But what I'm saying is they can't be baby teeth because if those teeth in your head right now are in your head as a baby, that would be scary.
Not all of them. I have 2 baby teeth, front and center of my mouth. I went to the dentist finally over our little break that we just had.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, these 2 teeth, they just feel a bit painful when I eat. And I got an x-ray and he was like, well, yeah, you've had them since you were born.
But you have baby teeth?
Yep, because I don't have...
Do you have the adult ones up above waiting to come out?
No, so I was born without them there.
You're
so
a
they've
freak.
never been pushed. Okay, rude. They've never been pushed out by anything. Hence, they're just sitting there, but they don't have any real roots on them. So he goes, well, so the problem is now that they're hurting, that's a sign that they're going to come out at any moment. So, and I said, well, what's going to happen? And he said, well, you'll just get a wobbly tooth like you would as a kid and you'll pull it out. Twice. There's 2, front and center. And so I'm just going to have these big gaps in the front of my mouth.
It's going to look so weird.
I'm going to look like a pirate.
You're going to have to get a plate, like with those fake
I don't
teeth.
know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, people have those, the plates,
Yeah.
2 teeth on
What
them.
if I'm here 30 years old wobbling my wobbly tooth?
No one's going to want to stand near you.
Do we do, I mean, probably freak was a bit rude to throw around, but do we do 13, 2014, Are You a Freak of Nature?
That's crazy. I didn't realize that you could be born without having some of your adult teeth. Yeah,
Imagine
let's do that.
you've only got 2, but imagine if someone had entirely their baby teeth, still all baby teeth.
Then you'd have really tiny.
Well, yeah, maybe, but maybe you have
teeth.
that. I don't know.
Or someone had their baby arms still, and they just never.
I don't know.
Who knows? 13 24 10 is our number. 13 24 10. Are you a freak of nature? Have you got something that no one else has got? We would love to hear from you.
Don't call through and say 3 nipples. That's pretty common. If you've got 4 nipples, almost like a dog, that would be crazy.
13 24 10.
Matthew in Sydney, you're a freak of nature.
Yeah, mate. My top 2 teeth, my actual front one, I've got a cleft palate, and I've lost about 8 or 9 sets, and they just keep coming through. Every time I lose one,
What?
they just come through.
So you're telling me that, obviously everyone has their baby teeth, they lose them, the teeth grow through.
Yeah.
You've got a cleft palate and you multiple times you've had new teeth grow out.
I've actually had x-rays as a kid and everything,
Yeah.
and they're just lined up. They just wind up like they come out.
That is a dead set superpower. You've got unlimited teeth.
Like
you can bite someone, break them off, grow a new pair.
Yeah, that's like Wolverine.
Well, I nearly bit my sister's pinky finger off when I was a kid as well because they're not exactly straight. They're sort of on an angle.
Yeah.
So they're just like razor blades, and they just slice and dice.
Whoa!
Wow!
I mean,
Yeah.
Maddie, I want to, I don't want to say pics or it didn't happen, but like, if you feel like you want to send us some pics, I'm keen to see the teeth.
Yeah.
The X-ray, yes.
I do have to just clarify, towards the end of what Matthew was saying about the teeth, he did swear, so I did dump that, so I don't know how much of the end of what he was saying we got, but there was an F-bomb that I did drop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he said his teeth can effing slice it and dice it. Yeah. But that's probably
I don't understand. He was talking about his sister's pinky fingers.
Oh, yeah, I think...
Were they crooked?
No. He said when he was younger, it was a bit of a, ouch, Charlie bit my finger type situation. And because his teeth are so effing sharp and sideways, as he was saying, he nearly bit his sister's finger off. Shah, in Sydney, it's teeth related, but you're a freak of nature.
I am. I have got 6 wisdom teeth.
Whoa!
Okay, Shah, you have or you had and had to get rid of them?
I have them. I'm worried they're going to come through and ruin my perfectly straight teeth.
So can you describe to me where the 6 are? Have you got 4 at the top or 4 at the bottom?
So 4 at the top, and they're behind the original 2.
Wow.
So, I mean, I don't know where that came from, the whole, the wisdom teeth. I suppose when you get older and they come through, I suppose that's where the name comes from, if I scratch the surface of what I'm saying.
Think about it for 2 seconds.
I don't even need them.
But no, Shah, it feels like if you were sort of back in the day, if there was a tribe or some sort of religion, you would be seen as this higher being of, ultimate wisdom, and it's almost like a sign from some sort of God. But well, in actual fact, like, it's just going to screw your mouth up at some point.
It's just going to be
it's just going to be a real nuisance. Like, it's cool to call the radio with it, but I'm like, I pity you that you have to deal with that because that sounds painful.
Shah, thank you very much for sharing. All the best with getting all 6 of those wisdom teeth removed. You can keep your calls coming through for this on Nova 13 24 10. Are you a freak of nature? Is there something about you that's a bit different from everybody else? Pat in Sydney has given us a buzz. This is your grandfather, Pat. Is that correct?
It was, yeah.
Okay, tell us why they are freak of nature.
Well, he was a twin, but he didn't find out that he was a twin until he was in his 50s.
Oh.
Wow.
Because
Okay.
because why?
Well, he had a twin growing inside of him. It was attached to his vertebrae.
Oh.
Wait.
Yeah.
What?
Wild.
So, did you say in his vertebrae?
It was attached to his vertebrae, so like in his body, in his, I guess his chest. Yeah.
So, I don't want to get too graphic, but when you say growing inside, how big and what features did they have?
Oh, like a small tumour.
Mm.
Like they thought it may have been a tumour. So ultimately what had happened was he'd had a heart attack, and so then they're doing tests and scans and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then they found this growth, and then they investigated it, and then realised, in fact, that it was another potential, could have been a person.
That is wow. And so was your grandfather, like, was he cracking jokes about it, or was it a bit of a, like, did he feel weird about it, or how?
Yeah, no, he was a real serious guy, so he didn't find it funny. I found it hilarious. so it was great. And so we'd always invite his twin to go to all that sort of thing. And
you don't have a choice
like
then, do you?
on cards and stuff. You're
No,
like,
he hated it.
Yeah. Do you, Grandpa Arthur and,
That's right.
twin.
So, and he lived with it to the day he died. So,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
The day they died,
removed
Pat.
or anything like that.
Yeah, the day they died. Look, Pat, sensational call. We really appreciate it. Have you been a bit cold this winter? Been a bit chilly?
It has been a cold winter.
Well,
I'll definitely give it that.
How about we give you our Milwaukee Tool heated gear jacket?
Oh, you are legend.
No
That
worries
would
at
be
all.
great.
It's all yours, Paddy. Milwaukee's battery heated wear is keeping Aussies warm this winter. Great story. I think it's late enough in the night for us to open up the forbidden folder.
Tonight's topic is one of the most harrowing days in Australian history. The Port Arthur massacre. 35 people died at the hands of gunman Martin Bryant. all Australians, know about this horrible day. It happened back in 96. And we're joined now by Terry McCarthy, who was actually a police negotiator with Tasmania Police way back then. Can you take us back to April 28, 1996? What were you doing when you first heard about what was happening, Terry?
I was off duty that particular day, but I was assigned as the team leader for the negotiation unit and received a phone call suggesting that I needed to get into police headquarters fairly quickly because there was a significant incident occurring in the Port Arthur region. So I was called first. The only message I got was the effect of get here now. I didn't really know what was going on. And I started making my own inquiries and established that a significant incident had happened. Jumped in my vehicle and started heading into the support service building.
Terry, obviously we haven't seen anything like this in Australia, possibly before and thankfully since. How long did it take you to understand the scale of it and just how horrible it was?
As you can imagine, there was a significant amount of information coming in from various sources. My role as the negotiator was contacting the Seascape property until an answer was made by the offender.
How long were you on the phone with him for, Terry? Can you give us a snapshot of the kind of dialogue you were having with him?
As I was becoming aware of what had occurred, in your mind there is a particular reaction that you're going to get from somebody that's conducted those sorts of atrocities. The conversation I had with the individual just didn't fit into anything that I'd been trained in. And as a consequence, that took me a little bit by surprise. But I kept on trying to seek information and establish what was occurring at Seascape.
Was that a bit of an insight into his state of mind, and that it didn't match any of your training? There was no reason for any of this. It was just a horrible circumstance.
I've thought long and hard about that for some considerable period of time. And at the end of the day, I'm not convinced the offender really understood the significance of his actions. It was almost like he was playing some sort of game.
What's the biggest part of that whole day that stuck with you that you still think about?
I guess from a personal perspective, as a police officer, your role is to protect the community as best you can. By the time we became involved, there wasn't really an opportunity to protect innocent people. The acts had already been committed. My role as a negotiator at that particular time was to try and resolve the situation as peacefully as possible so that no further lives were endangered.
Yeah. Well, look, I feel like we've only scratched the surface with you, Terry, but I was actually there. Port Arthur Massacre, episode 1 of the series, airs tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on ABC One.
Thank you so much for your time, Terry. Really appreciate you sharing your story with us.
No worries at all.
I don't like Dua Lipa.
What?
Belle, I don't like Dua Lipa.
Why?
She's a fraud.
Is she?
Yes, man. Everyone knows this. Dua Lipa. I liked her for a bit until I realised she was ripping everyone off with her songs.
Liam, have you seen a funny TikTok?
I got to tell you guys. I saw this thing on TikTok. No.
That's where you get all of your music
Hear me
uses
out.
TikTok.
Hear me out. It is mind-blowing. So we all know the song Break My Heart.
I should have stayed at home, 'cause my little baby
Yeah, love that
Great song.
Yeah, that's just In Excess's Need You Tonight.
So slide over here and
Yeah. Michael Hutchins ripping him off.
Whoa.
Yeah. One of our own as well. An Australian act.
Nah, I'm off her.
Yeah, wait. Levitating, obviously.
I got you, moonlight, you're my starlight, I need you.
That is Article Sound System.
She actually got taken to court for that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's not a weird cover of Levitating. That's just like, yeah. Prisoner with Miley Cyrus. You like Miley Cyrus, Belle?
Yeah.
Well, she's a fraud too if she's involved.
So I can't control it, I can't control it.
Because that is Kiss's I Was Made for Loving You.
Hang on, let me hear Prisoner again.
So I can't control it, I can't control it.
Nah.
You don't hear it?
Nah, not at all.
Okay,
not at all,
Belle.
not
What
at
about
all.
what about this? Maybe it doesn't fit. Maybe the glove don't fit. Okay, Prisoner. Can we hear it again? It's Olivia Newton-John's Physical.
Yes. Yes.
See?
Yeah, that's
See?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and she does it with all her songs. Like you go through the list. You go that training season song. I didn't know this artist, but this group, like 5 years before, called Farm Animals, made this song.
Whoa! Nah, that's it. I'm off her. Absolutely off her.
I'm sorry to do it to
We
you.
will never play her on Nova again.
No.
For the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, she is coming up after this.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.